So I wanted to do some kind of like first impressions, first thoughts kind of thing on Helldivers 2 because Helldivers 2 was kind of a surprise for me. I remember watching some of the trailers and thinking it's not for me. I had no interest in the game. And then I did a podcast episode with my podcast. My two buddies and I have a podcast, the Three Amigos podcast. Check it out. Check out that video because the video is actually doing pretty good, sitting around 7,000 views or so. And we did the video because we saw all the different news and surprises for Helldivers 2. The fact that the studio weren't even expecting the outcome that it got, the large player base, and the success that it's currently receiving. And I decided might as well just go for it, spend the $40 and jump in and try the game for myself. And I want to share my thoughts with my experience. Now, we are in a weird time where we are seeing more and more live service games, and we do have studios who want to do more live service games, but there's a bunch of them that, at least from Sony's end, are being put on hold because of the recent issues with live service games. A lot of backlash, a lot of, fans in the community just not really enjoying these types of video games. And you look at Skull and Bones and Suicide Squad, two recent live service games that completely flopped at release, and they completely just failed to deliver on the promises, which I don't know who was actually looking forward to Skull and Bones and Suicide Squad, because it was pretty clear from the jump that they weren't going to succeed and they were going to fail at launch. But Helldivers, for me, I knew nothing about the first game. I have seen some people who were excited about the second game, but upon playing Helldivers 2 for myself, I gotta be honest, I am actually impressed for a few reasons. Now, I did play a couple of games online, whether it was with a couple of friends of mine, playing with one friend on one night and then with another friend on another night. We couldn't get all three of us together for one game because, our schedules are not matching up. But I also did a couple of matches with random players, as well as playing the game solo. Now, you are able to play the game solo, but you shouldn't, because it's not going to be any easier. You're going to get your ass kicked. I got my ass kicked time and time again. And I found myself mostly playing solo because I don't really know how the game properly functions in terms of joining an online game with random players. Let me explain basically what happens is I go to the map where I can choose my mission, and I will sometimes find a mission that has players already on there, and it will say there's 3 out of 4 players on this mission, or 1 out of 4 on this chapter, on this mission, and it won't let me join. It'll give me like a failed error message, and then sometimes I'll join a squad, but then they boot me out. Maybe they're waiting for a friend or something, I don't know. And then if I do a mission on my own, I'm waiting for a teammate or random people to join me, which never happens. Aside from that, if I do have a private party with my friends and I try to do a mission, it'll sometimes not even take that teammate with me, and it'll put me in the mission with random players. I don't know if that particular situation is based on player rank or the mission that we're doing. I have no idea, but it was a bit frustrating to figure that out, and I still haven't figured it out yet. But when it comes to the core gameplay itself, I'm very impressed with a lot of different factors of the gameplay. The weapon system, the combat, the shooting, and the aiming is very solid. It's one of the best shooting I've played in a while. And with the whole teammate thing, I was a bit skeptical at first about the idea of having friendly fire a thing, but it makes the game more fun and more enjoyable. I've had accidents where I tried to warn my teammate about a grenade that I threw in his direction, but he didn't hear me and he ended up getting blown up by my grenade.
Oh my god! Oh, you just blow me up, bro? What the hell?
Or another game where we had a random player who put a bunch of landmines in the map that didn't kill any bugs, and so I was running around the map not looking in that direction, and I stepped on one and blew up by accident. And it's stuff like that that makes the game really fun and unpredictable. It makes it a real entertaining thing to see when it happens, because it can be pretty hilarious. And when it comes to the mission structure, this one is something that's a bit interesting because they don't really seem to have like a set linear path for mission structure. It's kind of just, here's your global map for your missions, choose one that's available, choose which one you want to do, here's the time limit of how much time you have to complete that mission, and you may have various objectives within that mission. You have something like destroy all the insect eggs over here, or you have to destroy a number of insects, in total before you can do an extraction, that kind of thing. You can also find some secondary objectives. There was one objective that I've seen in a couple of chapters, a couple of missions, where you have like an artillery cannon, I believe, and you have to load missiles into the cannon. But I think doing that will then give you the ability to use that cannon in battle, which is pretty damn cool. But it is one of those things where you need your teammates to back you up so that one teammate or maybe two is carrying the ammo for that cannon, and the other two can, give you the cover fire. And after you load up the ammo, you do have to go to the computer and do the mini game thing with the buttons to set it up. So there are various objectives like that that makes it much more easier with a team and much more difficult when you are playing solo. I did have one where I had to go to the terminal, activate it, go to these different valves, turn the valves so that they are in like the green standard, then go back to the terminal and activate it, all while different insects were charging at me. So I had to go back and forth between my objective and shooting the insects. And I really want to play this with a team of 4, and I really want to get one that's like going to be really fun to play with and enjoyable. But this is mainly from a solo player experience, as most of my gameplay has been solo. And as I said, you can play solo, but you really shouldn't. I've had most of my solo experience of either failing a chapter or doing the objectives and not being able to do an extraction. There's even ones where I just completely had to quit the mission altogether because I couldn't do it by myself. Aside from that, there is an option to do a quick play, and I guess they'll put you in with randoms and you can play that way. That's an option if you want to. But what I love about the game as well, being as a live service, is you don't really have to spend money, and if you do, you don't have to spend a lot. There is, of course, like a battle pass or what have you, and you can buy different upgrades or different like armor pieces, different emotes and victory poses, that kind of thing. But you don't really have to spend any real money because you do earn some in-game currency while you play the game, and that can be used to purchase those different unlocks within that digital store, if you will. And of course, if you want to spend money, you can. But at least the stuff that you are paying for is not as expensive as something like Suicide Squad, where a new costume is like $15+ over there. Whereas in Helldivers, a new armor set would probably cost you like $3 to $5 or so, something like that. And I was very surprised to find out some of the features that they put in the game. Like, you can take some damage within your body. So, like, if your leg is damaged, it'll have a little icon on the bottom of your screen, and it'll tell you you have a damaged leg. So you can't sprint until you use, like, a stim to heal yourself. And if you don't have one, your teammates can use a stim if they have one to heal you, if they want to. But there are things like that where it makes the game much more enjoyable. If your leg is damaged, you can't sprint. If you have a damaged arm, it makes reloading a bit slower. That kind of stuff is really, really cool. But my main concern here is how repetitive the game may get, because I haven't seen too much variety in the planets that we explore, but I'm still very early in the game, but I do know there is some variety in the planets. But my concern is with the objectives. Will I see various different objectives? Will it be mostly the same ones repeating throughout different chapters here and there? But I do know that they are going to add more updates and more content for the game in the near future. They already added a fix to kick AFK players after about 15 minutes. They did say they're going to add mech suits at some point, but then they also came out and said they are going to kind of redo their roadmap because they now have more resources to work with, and they now know that people are really into this game and want to play this game. So they want to change things up so that they can have a better roadmap for the players and release more content and better content in a timely manner. Something that Suicide Squad is not going to do because they done fucked it up over there, and anyone who defends Suicide Squad needs to just shut up because it's not a good game. It's not worth defending. It's pretty bizarre that people are trying to defend that game. And if you don't believe me, go to my Suicide Squad video and look at the comments. They are defending it against me for some fucking reason. But if you go to my podcast channel and look at the video we made about Suicide Squad, comments are pretty much positive, defending us and backing us up with our point. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Suicide Squad. Helldivers, one of the best parts about the game is the price tag, $40 pretty damn great for a game. And it's a really fun game. It looks great. Performance has been great. I had no performance issues. I've had no lag, no stuttering, no frame rate issues. I haven't had too many issues with joining a game session. I pretty much go in and I'm ready to go. It's more so finding a way to get into a game with other players so that I'm not by myself. But aside from that, everything seems to be pretty solid so far. And again, it is still, I guess you could say, an early build because it is a live service game. And I cannot wait to see what they continue to add to Helldivers and what is going to be like a big update, a small update. Will they have paid DLC? Will it be all free? I don't know, but I really can't wait. I want to see how it gets bigger and better, especially when you level up and you progress through the game. You can unlock some really cool stuff. I seen a guy bring out a massive like flamethrower laser beam thing and started melting away the insects, and I'm like, dude, you could have used this the whole game, and you just pulled it out at the end. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty damn cool. But it is one of those games where if you play with a team, you have to coordinate with each other. You have to tell each other, hey, I'm throwing a grenade over here, so don't go over there. Hey, I'm calling an orbital strike at this location. Even though you can see the beacon, don't go over there because you're going to get blown up by the orbital strike. I had one instance where I only died because I was shooting the insects, and then one of the random teammates I had kind of moved his gun to line up with me, I guess trying to help me with the insects, and he fucking obliterated me, and he stole my shotgun. No, he stole my shotgun, and he stole, I had a heavy assault rifle that he stole from me. I don't know if it was just him being petty, or he made a mistake and then just took my loot. You are going to get those players anywhere you go anyway, but most of the games I've played with online people have been pretty positive. No one has really been an asshole, except me. I've been an asshole a couple of times, but that's just me out of boredom, me trying to be having some fun with it. But yeah, Helldivers 2, as my first impressions, is a pretty good game so far. Pretty solid. And pretty funny. They have some funny jokes in here and there. But I cannot wait to see what more is put in the game and how much more fun I can have when I actually get my team to get a good schedule where we can play as often as we can as a team. But that's my first impressions videos for today. So let me know in the comments what you think about Helldivers 2. Are you enjoying the game as much as I am? Have you tried it, or are you waiting for all the updates and for them to fix everything? Are you playing on PlayStation or PC? Because it is on PC. It is crossplay. It is Sony's most successful PC launch so far. And I know there's a petition to get it on Xbox. I hope it happens because I want more people to play the game. And in the Three Amigos podcast, Chris has PlayStation, Frank has Xbox. I want us all to play the game together. And if the petition goes through and they decide to put it on Xbox, great. That'll be awesome. But only time will tell. So thanks for watching. I'm Anthony Olan, and I'll see you guys next time for democracy. Peace out.